Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dom and welcome back to another Grand Theft Auto 5 video here on this channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips and tricks you may not have known about in GTA Online, which will work with all of the latest updates and patches on the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 and of course the PC. So with that being said, let's go straight ahead and get into the first tip of the video. So the first tip in this video may seem like an obvious one at first, but it is very useful to know. So with the brand new Transform races only recently being released, there may be a few things that you have missed. So one I'll be talking about is that there are custom cars in Transform races. Now again, this may seem obvious to some of you, but the fact that there are custom cars in the Transform races gives people who own the car and have fully upgraded it a massive advantage over the people who will just be getting the standard version. Just so you guys know and can be prepared if you play a lot of the races in GTA Online, this is the list of vehicles that are available to use the custom versions of. We have the XA21, the Oppressor, the Ruiner 2000, the FMJ, the Shotaro, the Vortex, the Faggio Sport, the Ramp Buggy, the Wagner, the Rocket Voltic, the Molotok, the Blaze Aqua, the Havoc, the Zentorno, the Trophy Truck, the Ultralight and the Akuma. 17 vehicles that could change the fate of a race if you have the fully upgraded versions of said vehicle. This doesn't mean you should go and buy them all and upgrade all of the vehicles, but more so just to be aware, and if you already do own these vehicles and haven't upgraded them, then it may be worth taking them to the custom shop. Next up is something that I only recently discovered myself with the recent release of Smuggler's Run, and that is the speed of planes actually change with the different altitudes. When at a lower altitude, your plane is a lot slower. So for example, with the Pyro, you reach about 170 miles an hour at a low altitude, as opposed to reaching speeds of up to 215 miles an hour at a higher altitude. This is something to really keep in mind with Smuggler's Run, as pretty much all of the missions involve a plane, so this is very useful to know for these missions. Moving on to the next tip, and this one is related to the all-new Vigilante. Now, the car is a lot of fun, but there is something that makes it even better. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have tried this out yet, but you can actually use the Vigilante during heists. And if that wasn't interesting enough, the Vigilante actually gets better during these missions. For one, it has increased ramming force during heists, meaning you can push any traffic out of the way in an instant. And it also has a lot more bullet resistance, whereas it doesn't normally in free mode, making this thing the ultimate vehicle to use during heists. So another tip with the Vigilante, or as a matter of fact, any vehicle that isn't a motorcycle. So let's say that your Vigilante gets blown up. No biggie, right? You can just call Moores and have it fixed, then delivered to you via the mechanic. But then if your car then blows up again about 30 seconds or so after only just getting it repaired, then you have to wait the 5-minute cooldown timer to have it delivered again. Well, there is actually a way that you can bypass having to wait for that time period. So what you'll want to do is, instead of going to your garage or waiting for the cooldown period, all you have to do is start up a job, then when you're on the menu to launch the job, just back out. And there you go. The vehicle will be right next to you, and this happens every time. It is literally only a couple of seconds time, whereas you have to wait 5 minutes for it to be delivered again. This one is great and very, very useful if you want to get things done quickly. This next tip is great for hiding from people in free mode or just getting away from a wanted level. This trick allows you to stay underwater for as long as you want, literally for an unlimited amount of time. First of all, you'll have to fly out to the furthest part of the map over the ocean, and as your plane starts to break down, it'll quickly fall into the water. Once there, you'll need to go into the interactive menu and use a rebreather. Once you have used one, you then have to select and deselect the rebreather in the interactive menu until the rebreather information in the bottom right is no longer there. Then you should notice that the air bar next to your health isn't going down. Once you have done this method once, every time you're in a vehicle underwater at any location, you can repeat the swapping out of the rebreather and it'll work anywhere. Again, great for hiding out from people as you can get very deep in parts of the waters in GTA Online. Moving on, we have something that is a pretty interesting trick if you guys didn't already know about it. So, something that I sometimes get caught out on is blowing myself up in GTA Online. Now, I know it is something that has happened to all of us from one point to another in our GTA lives, but there is actually a way to prevent yourself from taking damage from your own explosives. To do this, all you have to do is start up the CEO challenge, Most Wanted, and you will no longer have to worry about being blown up by yourself. Now, although you can no longer take damage from your own weapons, you do now have a 5-star wanted level, which some say is a little bit worse than accidentally blowing yourself up. Up next, we have a very useful trick that allows you to come out of passive mode instantly. So let's say you were fighting someone and decided to go into passive mode to gain an advantage on them. The 10 seconds or so it takes to back out of passive mode could be enough time for you to lose the person you're fighting, or for you to lose the tactical advantage you had gained on them. So a way to make sure that you don't need to wait around for the passive mode cooldown is to get one of your friends to invite you to an organization such as a CEO or Bikers MC. Once you have joined, you'll then be booted out of passive mode instantly and can continue on fighting. Obviously, this isn't the only use for this trick, as I'm sure it has plenty other uses that you guys will find useful. Okay then, moving on to our next tip, and this one is related to the Smuggler's Run update. This trick actually allows you to bypass the cooldown time on specific cargo. Now, this trick is extremely useful as you can earn up to $300,000 more for selling 50 crates of one single cargo instead of an assorted collection. So what you're going to want to do is complete a mission with a specific cargo. Then once you've done this, as you can see in the gameplay, you'll need to switch lobbies. Now, it is recommended that you have your spawn location set to last location, as this will make it a lot quicker to get back into your hangar, so you're not wasting time traveling between the hangar and your spawn location. So once you're back at the hangar, you can then go and select the same cargo type, and you'll notice there isn't a cooldown timer on there. This trick is awesome for making money quickly in game, and as I said before, you make over $300,000 extra from selling the same cargo type. So this is a perfect way for earning a lot of cash very quickly. And for our final trick, we have something very useful in relation to the weapons in game. Now, the weapons lockers don't really seem that useful as they're stored in one place and you can't really access them anywhere else in the map. Obviously, the MOC changed that, but the MOCs are a lot of money. So, the weapon lockers are usually in our office or bunkers, but sometimes, as I said, it's pretty difficult to get to them as you could be far away and need things quickly. And what you can do if you don't have an MOC of yourself, you can actually use your bosses in an organization if they have an MOC with a weapon locker. You can access and use their weapon locker even though it isn't yours. This is an extremely useful way to easily switch up your weapons on the go and be prepared for anything the game throws at you. So there we have it then guys, that's it for this video. Be sure to leave a comment on what you thought of these tips and tricks in GTA Online. If you guys could drop a like on this video, it would be greatly appreciated and helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed to Chaotic, then please do, as we upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.